G'day, welcome back to Project Brupeg. It's the final day of a 3-day training camp for the cadets at TS Bunbaberg. We're going to get them out on the boat today so they can get some time behind the wheel helming Brupeg. Before we do that, there's a couple of modifications we want to make to the boat. Getting Brupeg in and out of a dock is a bit like trying to reverse your car into a garage with the windows painted over. It's a little bit challenging, so we're going to resolve that today. And absolutely no drones will be harmed in the making of this episode. Or not. Brupeg was a sunken fishing trawler that was stripped out and ready for the scrapyard. She's just completed a 10-year rebuild that's brought her back to life. With the help of volunteers and funded by our Patreons, community and subscribers, she'll be crewed by passionate people from around the world. If you'd like to be involved and support the project, please consider joining us on Patreon or subscribe to the channel. There's a link in the description below. Alright, it's time for some pretty serious engineering, so obviously pink shirt goes on for accuracy. When we come up alongside a wharf like this, Brupeg can be a bit of a pig because you've got no visibility pretty much on this wharf. But if you look very closely, you'll see half a cupboard door with a security camera glued to it. That is phenomenal when you're parking to be able to see, because you're basically looking down the length of the boat. It sticks out the side a wee bit, you're looking down the length, you can see everything. So you can see when the springer goes on, you can see when it's off, and then up the top, there's a couple more pointing front and back. So these are a bit sort of hodgepodge at the moment, bit of plywood, bit of 4x2 up the top there with a clamp, some Ethernet cords just loosely dangling around, but it proved the concept. Okay, so up the front here, these are the 3 cameras, what I can see from the wheelhouse. So this is that one stuck on the plywood that's looking forward, so I can see right down the side of the dock there. This is one of the ones up the top looking back, so I can see the stern lines and everything happening at the back end. And then this is the one facing forward, so I can see the outline of the dock. I can see as I approach, and I can see the bow lines when they're going on and off. And then out the front, because of the new bollard, you can see the bollard there, so I can clearly see when that's been tied off. So visibility greatly improved because of these cameras and that bollard, and then also the bollard that's on the side deck, which you can't see in these cameras, but basically the bollard on the side deck hugely helps with that springer. So what I need to do is make some permanent mounts for these cameras, and one of these days we're going to do a steering wheel upgrade on Brupeg, but that's something to look forward to. These cameras do come with a pretty handy little stick-on drill template, so what I'm planning on doing is using a bit of box section stainless, and I'm going to mount like a stainless pad that the camera itself just sits on the end of these pads essentially, and then all of my cabling and everything can go out the side. Makes it really simple. Now they are going to stick out from the side of the boat, so people are going to say, gosh, you're going to probably knock those off, and they might get knocked off at some point, but the chances of them getting knocked off significantly lower because we have them there, because I can actually see what's coming down the side of the boat. So it's a risk that we're prepared to take. I thought I could even make them spring loaded. If I really wanted to get stupid about design, I could make them so that they can spring back, and spring forward and all that sort of stuff. And then I thought about it and I thought, these cameras are like $55 each. Like if we end up smashing one off, we're probably going to have spares on the boat regardless. I don't think we're going to smash them off, but at the same time, if we do, it's really not the end of the world. Anything bent that's metal we can fix, and anything camera we can replace pretty easily. And through the power of karate and grinders, we now have 2 pieces of stainless. My drill template is going to be basically cut out of this stainless, and this has to weld onto it. This here is slightly bigger than the drill template, so I'm going to use that as my circle to get the piece of stainless that we're cutting out, and then I'm going to basically do some sort of like piece out here that this can then weld onto. Alright, let's cut that out. Now I want to make a double. Cut it over here on the cold side. Alright, I can just weld that in the centre there like that. Camera on each side. Let's get that cut. Get it. This thing is so fast, I love it. Alright, we've made a couple of stainless lollipops, so we can take these stickers now and get them sort of squarely over where they have to be. Lovely. Right, let's get those drilled. Disappointment. So this is going to be fun with the wind. But it's on there. Let's see how on there we can get it. Go away, wind. There's no way that's moving though. That's solid as. Right, next one. Do you mind if I come? I gotta go where you are. Do you wanna probably hop off? Please don't shit all over the boat though. Beep beep. Keep going. Keep going. You wanna head off? Yeah, that's it. There's no need to shit on takeoff. Beep beep. There you go. Away you go. Thank you. Right, temporary camera mount removed. That sound that you were hearing then when I was welding is the sound of disappointment. You have to be there. You're gonna fit. You are gonna fit. Oh, clickety click. Brilliant. Right, let's get you zip tied up. Hey, pussycat, pussycat, pussycat. So on, and plug you in. Stand done. So that's our cameras. Our nav radar is back up and running. We had a couple of glitches, but we've solved that. It was a signal key issue, in case anybody's interested. It wasn't auto starting, and Duncan has been working on Brunette, and what's very cool is he's able to monitor this from the comfort of his armchair at home whilst we do the run with the cadets today. So a huge thank you to Duncan for getting this working. So down here we've got our electrical system. This is all of the data out of the new Victron system flowing into Brunette. On this side we have all of our engine specs, so engine's not running at the moment and this gauge needs to be calibrated. But down here the one that I wanted to show you is fuel pressure. So this is 0.87, that's the difference between before and after the fuel filters. If we come up to our propulsion menu, so you can see pressure in is a 0.45 positive, and pressure out is 0.38 negative, and the differential is 0.87 of a psi. So that's pretty normal for us. If that starts climbing, if that vacuum starts getting bigger and bigger, then we know we've got a problem, and we can also see it visually. So this is our fuel pressure over 24 hours. So if that starts to climb, we know that we're going to have a problem with our fuel filters. So if I come back over to the vessel screen, so back down on our engine side here, that's the fuel differential there. So on the front page, when we're steaming along, we can see if that number is climbing, and these gauges change color if they ever start getting too high. So it's not like you have to monitor the numbers, you just have to look over, and if it's green, it's fine. If it starts getting orange or red, you know you've got a problem. Same with our depth here, exactly the same sort of scale. You can see the traffic light scale here. Red is a bit bad, yellow we can work with, and green is fine. So Brunette's coming along really nicely. And then as the engine room cameras come online, so we're going to have two visuals and one thermal. So as they come online, they will also show up on that front screen just down as little thumbnails down the bottom, which we can then touch and bring it up into a big screen, and we can sort of see the details of what's happening in the engine room without having to go down into that room. And these are the cameras. So this is the stern camera looking forward. We call this port midship. So it basically allows us to see the springer on the side here. This is looking forward from the wheelhouse camera looking to the bow line, so I can see if the bow line is tied on, as well as looking from the wheelhouse aft. So this is so I can see the stern line here. And then we also popped a camera looking aft, like directly at the stern, so we can see what's behind us. So when we're reversing, we don't have to worry about hitting anything. And with the bow line being tied up, with the new bollard up there, we can see if it's tied up on the boat, and on the camera, we can see if it's tied up on the dock. So we've got really good visibility up here now.
We're about ready to go. The boat's looking pretty ship shape. We've been working pretty hard. Just doing the last little bits of prep. Got a timeline for everything here. I'll just show you, it's pretty tidy. We're about to go down the river, so everything's stowed ready for a small trip.
Donated cameras from Brent, and I'm trying to get my head around settings because we don't often use GoPro, so I'm trying to get my head around settings so that we don't completely botch up the footage for today. Kind of important. Let's not do that. Thanks, Brent. This is game saver today, mate.
Little pussycat is slightly sedated with her medication today from the vet. So she's looking pretty relaxed, and she's going to be in the forward cabin. Wheelhouse is tidy, ready for cadets to come in. Here we've got our radios ready, the courses ready, and these are the new cameras that Dane put up, being able to reverse and know where you're going. We talk all the time on the radio, but it's just so much easier if you can see when you're... So the cadets are just getting ready. He's been practicing with drumming and all sorts this morning.
GoPros are notorious for overheating in the sun, and we have just solved that. You're welcome, GoPro. Introducing the Shade Bonnet 3000. Now this is also fashionable as well as incredibly functional. Highly expensive. A lot of R&D has gone into this.
No, like that little.
You got the wheelhouse camera, just like
What?
sitting there. See that?
Cheers.
We'll talk about tying off as well, but I'm thinking we'll get out of the heat. It's really hot. Come on in the shade and we'll talk in here. Oh, well, welcome everyone. Welcome back, those who have been with us already. We've just got a few things to cover and then we need to go over lines. We'll do that together. We were hoping that we would be able to take you out the heads, but we discovered a misalignment on the engine. So we've talked to our experts and they're happy for us to do a bit with a shortened version, yeah, and keep the speed down, and it'll be fine. We're just being overcautious. So the next 3 weeks will be realigning the motor. Once everyone was settled in, we started organising the lines. We wanted the cadets to have as much experience as possible, so it took a little bit of talking and working it through.
One of the advantages of using a boat like Brupeg as a training vessel for cadets is they get to learn what it's like tying up a boat and untying a boat that's quite heavy. Normally when you're dealing with a small powerboat like the boat on the left-hand side of the wharf, you can easily manhandle a boat like that, but you can't easily manhandle a boat like Brupeg. So you have to learn how to use the lines as well as the thrust of the prop and the direction of the rudder to get what you need done with the boat. And that was a great opportunity for them to learn that today. Jess briefed the cadets into smaller groups so that we could have a bow line team, a stern line team, and a springer team. It's critical that these lines come off in a very specific sequence. Jess knows it by heart. She transferred that knowledge across the cadets today so that we could get Brupeg away safely.
And then we were ready. We're off.
So get used to steering, just feel how sort of touching the boat is. So these ones here are the side of the boat, the port side of the boat, and this is the stern. You can see them hanging up over there.
Oh yeah.
Your accelerator here, so just back off your throttle a bit. You can sort of see it takes a bit to get it. It's like a delayed reaction. So come back round to your left hand side.
Hovercraft.
Okay, put a bit of throttle in if you want. So just gentle. Yeah, so straight back up.
Whoa, voice crack.
That's a good fishing spot right there. See the break in that wall?
Yeah. So you guys want to hit the right? Yeah. So I'm going to slow down a little bit. So just spin the wheel a bit and get used to the other way around. So now I see how it reacts. Yeah, it's like a couple of seconds delay. I like it. Yeah. You're ready to have a look at it. Just come to your port side, to the left side a little bit. Come through behind me and I'll get you steering in a minute. Is it just the turkey? Yeah, just the turkey. Okay, cool. Alright, so up here we've got a few screens. We've got... Oh, it's like out here. Yeah, yeah.
Once everyone had a go, support boat headed back in and we started making our way back to the wharf.
Yeah. Brupeg, good one, mate.
You have the first group and the last.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Okay, yeah, everyone's ready on the line?
Let's bring it first and then I'll bring it in and we'll do stern.
Okay.
If you'd like to find out more about joining the Australian Navy Cadets and the training that they can provide, there's a link in the description below to check out their website. When we come into a wharf, Jess on midships hands the springer to a person on the wharf who's able to then put the loop on the end of that line around the correct cleat. That allows me in the wheelhouse to ease the boat forward with the rudder hard to starboard. That line will soon tighten up. You'll see it go tight in a second. There we go. The boat will come to a stop, and then with the prop and forward and the rudder to starboard, I can push the back end of the boat across. So then when we get that gap a little bit smaller, we can pass the stern line across and start tying the boat up.
Just started when it's
Okay. Yeah, you probably can actually.
Once we have the lines on, then we can just start fine-tuning the lines to bring the boat into exactly where we want it, so it's nice and safe to get on and off the boat.
so secretly.
You go up forward and let the bow off just a touch. Riley,
Probably enough actually.
go with
isn't
it. Might take a second.
it?
Once the boat's against the wharf, Jess always does a bit of a line check just to make sure everything's right. And then after lunch, it was time for the second group to come out on Brupeg.
Quick question for
Yeah.
the drones. Will the drone people be able to have a bit of a fly with the drones again?
Oh yeah, if you wanted, that'd be great. Yeah, yeah. Do you want it, Dane? You happy with that?
Can I have a word with you?
Yeah. That's sick, eh?
Everyone's in the saloon, flat on their belly on the carpet because the cat's in the middle and they're all like circled around each other. Right. Okay, ready when you are, Jess.
May not be the bestest shot, but we'll give it a crack.
No, that's good. It's good. It's recording, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Where is it? So, first. Okay, so now, yeah, so now the bow will come off.
With the bow line now off, Dame's able to push the boat into forward gear and rotate the stern away from the wharf using the springer to stop the boat going forward.
Just going forward. Forward gear.
He can then put it in neutral and the boat will slide backwards. Once the tension comes off the springer, it can be removed from the wharf cleat.
Okay.
And then Dame is able to put the boat in reverse and back out of the dock safely.
So use that line on the side, push into it, and it swings the back of the boat about. Yeah. I've got the wheel part over to starboard, and I'm going to put it in forward, and then that'll spin the boat around. See the thrust coming out on the starboard side there.
You want me to just follow the boat?
Yeah, just keep it in the crosshairs and just follow us. Right, doing a jump on the wheel and I'll show you what we're doing. So, with Brupeg there's a bit of a delay with steering, so if you steer it left and right, you like give it a spin. See, it takes a wee while to actually start doing anything, so spin it the other way. And then you'll feel it'll take a while to sort of correct itself. There you go. So this is your throttle here, so I'm just going to slow right down. So we're doing 5.5 knots, that'll come down. Now we're in idle basically. So just push yourself just gently back up and the boat will catch up, so the revs will come up on the engine and then the boat will speed up and eventually get to it. So you want to come up to about 6 knots. Yep. So keep coming up a little bit. Okay, that's probably enough. Just see how we go with speed. It's not bad.
Okay.
And then over here you've got your engine data, so how fast the motor's spinning, how fast the boat's going, all of the different oil pressures and temperatures and stuff, how much depth you've got.
Got the droner on it.
How you got battery?
71.
Oh yeah.
70.
Is that recording still?
Yeah.
Oh, you're good.
He's got a good shot.
Nice.
I camera in the front.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Is it the good side of the boat?
Yeah. Which side's the good side? Port
The
side?
grey side.
Oh, the grey side.
Gonna get the drone in.
Okay. To change the battery on the drone, we've got to land it on the boat. So we come to pretty much a stop. Let's put it in reverse and then we wait for the boat to stop, change the battery over and then put it back up in the air.
You guys want to have a go on the wheel? You know what you're doing, go for it. Drone in. Because there's a chance we'll lose the drone every time we bring it into the boat, rather than the cadets taking that risk, I take that risk, just in case anything bad was to happen. Oh no! Lost the drone. Is it in the water? Yeah, it's gone. Went in the drink. Well, where are you, Jess? Drone went in the water.
Oh, which side?
Port.
Okay,
Long gone.
I thought probably started.
Yeah. A moment's silence for the fallen drone, if you will. This sort of thing is absolutely bound to happen when you fly drones on and off boats. Can we have the lines crew ready soon, Jess? And therein lies the difficulty of flying drones on boats.
Yeah.
Boats move.
Boats move.
Yeah. Well, that's really annoying. You guys would have got some awesome footage from where you had it.
Yeah. I landed in there.
Oh, it dropped down?
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's all good, it's all good. Woo, be fast. There you go, fast.
Hi. buoy and it was doing its own sweet time to land like it does. I was like, just land, and it was like, oh, just do it at my own
The
time.
guys sort of said they felt they sort of pull off the bank.
Yeah, it came down and it got right to the corner of the roof and the blaze just flipped the roof and it fell over and hit the roof. Yeah. Right, so coming up, I'm going to be watching these cameras pretty much to see where we've got to go. So I've got to basically aim the boat at the pile with the white hat. Yeah. And then I'll turn the boat in and do a bit of a flip to try and get some momentum to push the boat sideways. Yeah. And again, when you're going slow, so this boat does 3.5 knots at idle, like what we're doing right now. It'll go down to 3.5 knots. We don't have a lot of steering, and everything that we do have is takes a long time for anything to happen. Yeah. So you've sort of got to be a bit over exaggerate the steering movements. Yeah.
So while at the moment you're sort of just aiming for like the end of the pontoon?
Yeah, actually kind of towards this end, so middle to this end.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm going to flick it in a second. Once we clear this barge, I'm going to flick it around.
And you're just going to let it drift in?
Pretty much. I want to slide it in, basically.
Yeah.
So then Jess is going to get our, this one here, we'll see that line there, she's going to hook that up. Yeah. So out of gear, bleed off a bit of speed. So put it in reverse. So we'll just knock our speed down to a couple of knots. Get the plan for this. So this rope here is going to go on one of these ones here. I'm just going to throw a bit of speed down. So in reverse, slow the boat down to 1 knot. So the line's gone on. You can see it's hooked up there. So I'm going to turn the wheel to starboard. And then and then the boat's going to it'll pull up on that one in a second. That spring will go tight. When it does, I'm going to put the boat into forward. And it'll stop. The bow will come across. Just ignore that. What I'm doing is, you can see here, is getting smaller and smaller. We've got thrust coming out the stern, and I'm pushing the back end of the boat across. So now we're squashed up against all of our fenders down the side. So the boat will eventually start pulling across like so. So they'll get a stern line on now. So they've got a stern line, and they've got bow lines on, stern lines on. I think we're good there.
I don't know if the bow line's tied off.
Yeah.
It's just not
You guys tied off? Happy to shut down?
Sometimes gets locked in, and it got locked in and it fell down the side.
Yeah, it is.
Nobody listen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice one, fellas.
After the trip with Brupeg, the cadets carried on with their electives and their camp, and we had a chance to find out what they were up to.
After her little day out with the cadets, she's a good wee boat. She's a pretty little boat.
Ship's company, ho!
So how does it feel having just completed the first official project?
Amazing, they've been so welcoming, and gosh, the commander, Kerry's been working so hard, and what everyone did, Regin, everyone. It's been amazing, and the cadets were fantastic. They loved baby.
The baby, and then second to that was crashing the drone.
That's right,
Yeah.
we had some drama on board. And amazing resource here in TS Bunbaberg, just incredible. But people are warm, you know, it's like there's a real warmth and focus on training. So that's it, it's been a month project, and they've graciously let us be here to do the alignment for the motor that we've got to now sort out. But first of all, we're going to sleep for 2 days. 48 hours, so we're out.
Yeah.
And then we've got quite a bit to sort out. We're hoping to get over to Musgrave Island for a first sort of serious trial.
Proper trial.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see how she handles. We've got to do the stabilisers before then. We've got to trial those. So there's a lot to do.
So for everybody that's been hanging out for the stabilisers to finally get in
coming.
the water very soon.